Okay, in this video we're setting up rolling launch control, aka the infamous brake booster. Okay, so like I said, setting up the rolling launch control, or as Link ECU like to call it, the latched launch control. So very similar, well, similar outcome as brake boosting. So here in Australia we call brake boosting where we're holding our foot on the brake, we're coming up to a race, whether it be certain speed we're trying to go or on the street or something like that. We hold our speed with the brake and accelerate as much as possible, as much throttle to load up the engine and get as much torque, and with a turbocharged car, as much boost sort of generated before we take off. So as soon as we take off, we're in our power band. So that's brake boosting using the brake. So with this roll and launch control, as many do already know, we're using, instead of the brake to hold our speed, we're going to use a digital switch of some sort. So it might be like a switch on the steering wheel that you hold on, and we're going to change the ignition timing to hold our speed, and at the same time it's like an anti-lag type sort of thing. It's going to build boost on the turbocharged car, the boost up, and as soon as you let go of that switch, it takes off. And it's happy days, you're in your torque curve, and you've got no lag there or anything like that. So it's a really good concept to get your head around and to use and apply it and stuff like that. So with this type of stuff, it's really good, I guess, with roll racing in general, maybe on the street if that's what you do. I don't do that. But Brisbane roll racing and everything like that, where you come around a corner, you're preparing with somebody else, you're going at quite a slow speed, and in this car I'm in second gear, so you're going at a slow speed, maximum 40 k's. If I don't brake boost or manipulate the loading up the engine of some sort, i.e. this roll in launch control, if I don't do that and I just take off, it takes me forever to get into my power band, and the car next to me is miles gone. So it's really really important. So hopefully you like, and I'll jump in the car and give a breakdown of the electrical components that I've put in there and what I've used. I'm using the handbrake to activate, not a steering wheel push button, but the concepts are exactly the same. Okay, so in the car now, and I'll just briefly go over how I connected everything up for it to activate. So I've used the handbrake for the meantime. Whether I'm going to keep it as a handbrake to activate it or not, we'll see. But normally you do put on I guess a momentary sort of push button. So you hold the push button in, and then it activates it, cuts ignition, builds the boost up, and as soon as you let it go, the car takes off, right? So in this setup, I just use the handbrake. And I don't pull it all the way up so you actually wear out your rear brakes or anything like that. What you'll find is in a handbrake, you've got a bit of free play at the start, but straight away it turns on and off the little digital switch there. So in most handbrakes, well, I say all handbrakes, there's actually like a little digital switch that goes back to maybe the dash or something like that. All I've done is I've teed into that and I ran it back to the ECU. So, and then I put it into a digital input. I think it's digital input number 2. It's an easy. Now I haven't done this, but this is something you may want to look at doing, is do a digital switch like over here, to run in series. So basically the cable that I ran back to the ECU, you would just chop it in half, run one to one side of the switch, the other side of the switch back to the ECU, so it's running in series. And then basically what would happen is, as long as this switch is on and this is on, it will engage it. So where I come unstuck, sometimes I'm forgetting that I'll just be idling away. I'll hop out of the car and I'll pull this up just a little bit so it doesn't roll, and then what it's doing is it's cutting ignition timing ever so slightly at idle. So I'm forgetting about that. So to alleviate that, you just have a digital switch in series. Other than that, she runs really good. and it's a pretty simple setup really. It's quite nice because with the handbrake and the obviously gear knob are right next to each other, so I can activate it, have one hand on here, floor it, second gear, because I'm predominantly using this for second gear. Second gear will be over pretty quick, but my hand is already pretty close to the gear knob, so it doesn't affect anything there. So quite like it being the handbrake setup. Push button would be okay as well. Probably have it on the left hand side, push button, and then boom, straight in. So happy days.